are the similarities that you've seen between the people that have all had spontaneous remissions?
One is nutrition, and it's not that people made the same nutritional changes. There were some differences, but the underlying commitment to eliminating processed foods, sugars, and refined flours from the diet tended to be pretty dominant, even though the more superficial changes around uh, food could differ quite a lot. So that was one thing. Other changes that people made, the second pillar I talk about in Cured is healing the immune system. It turns out that we don't really have problems like diabetes or heart disease, cancer, or autoimmune illness as much as an underlying problem with chronic inflammation. And research is showing this significantly every day now, but it takes 30 years or more for research in the laboratory to get into the medical clinic or in the hospital. So there's a big lag between what's being demonstrated research-wise and clinically. So to help people heal the chronic inflammation in their bodies is a really important step as well. One way to do that is to heal the stress response. A lot of people live in chronic fight, flight, or freeze. And when a person is in chronic fight, flight, or freeze, they are secreting stress hormones like cortisol or norepinephrine into their bodies. And that makes the immune cells, which want to help you get better, it makes them sluggish, or it makes them perform incorrectly. That even in some cases, they'll start to attack the body instead of efficiently knowing how to clear out an invader, whether it's a virus or something else.
Stress is
Uh,
obviously a big one, and you speak about that quite a lot in Cured, and I find it fascinating. And you speak about how it's our interpretation of stress, because we all go through stressful situations, and as you say in the book,
right,
it's good to have some sort of stress in your life, but it's the
right.
interpretation of the stress that can be very harmful. And so really a
Yes,
lot of it is changing the way that we think and process stressful situations.
it really is. And when we change the interpretation that we apply to the stressful situation, that can have profound effects on our physiology. So there's research that is fascinating around this that's accumulating rapidly right now. One of the research studies I talk about in Cured is about these people who their job was to clean hotel rooms. That's what they were hired to do. When you create a group of of people who are cleaning the hotel rooms, but you tell them that this helps meet daily requirements for exercise, for example, that it turned out they had a significant effect on their blood pressure and on their health in a positive way. And so they started to interpret their work differently and see it differently. And that's something that it's important to understand with stress in general. Running a marathon can be stressful, but if you interpret that as challenge stress, something you want to accomplish, something that you do to improve your well-being and help you reach into a higher capacity of who you are as a human being, that can be a great stress for you
Mm.
and can do great things for you physiologically. That's really different than finishing work every day depleted and questioning your value and worth, or being in a toxic relationship where you feel run down frequently. Those are really different kinds of stress. Challenge stress is a very different physiology than toxic stress. And learning how to either change your environment or change your response to your environment through interpreting it differently can have profound physiological effects on our bodies.